Hello everyone, this is the installation tutorial for the Old Realms for Bannerlord 1.3.15. This took me a bit to set up. Just overall, it is a large mod, so it's very straightforward. So I've had issues installing it through Steam. I recommend manually installing it. At least you have some more control over files. So obviously in the description there's gonna be the mod DB file link. You want to go to files, download this one here, 1.12 full version download. Go back to files and then download the 1.16 patch. It does not update the game to the newest 1.4 for Bannerlord. It's just a patch on the 1.3.15 version. So while that's downloading, you're going to want to go to Steam, obviously, properties, game versions and betas. So at the time of recording, beta 1.4.5, 1.4.6 obviously has been released. You want to select 1.3.15. Click on that, download that. Once that's done, verify integrity of game files. So for those who've previously installed this or do have any other issues, I recommend deleting your shaders folder, verifying the game, and running it. For those who do have issues, if you actually go to summary, files, 1.12 version, read more, it will give you a quick tutorial on how to fix common issues. Depending if you're on AMD, NVIDIA. So I always recommend deleting the shaders folder, reinstalling the game, and this way it will help prevent any issues with your shader cache. So now we have the mod downloaded, the game updated. Now let's do the installation. So you're going to have two folders here. TOR, the 1.16 patch, and the TOR 1.12. Whatever I do for one folder, you got to do for the other one. So I go show more options, I go properties. Please click unblock, apply, and then OK. So one thing I did forget to mention, you also need Harmony. I think you need Harmony 1.4.2. You can go onto the Steam Workshop and download Harmony there, or you can visit Nexus Mods and download the Harmony version. My bad, 2.4.2, and you can manually download that. If a newer version has come out, just go down to old files and download the correct version. Also, once again, what I'm doing with the TOR folders, you also apply to Harmony. All right, so I've unblocked the folder. Now go to the other one, properties, unblock, apply, then OK. I'm using 7-zip. You can use WinRAR as well. So I'm right clicking on this, show more options. I'm using 7-zip. I'm going to extract. Please extract both. You're going to end up with two folders that look like this. If you open them up, you're going to see 3 mods in each. Now let's open up the mod folder. Properties, installed files, browse. You're going to click on modules. What you want to do is open up the 1.12 or 1.12 first, copy over to your Armory Core and environment into the modules folder. Once that's fully installed, you want to open up the patch files and then copy them over the 1.12 files. And please click overwrite all files. This will install the patch. So now we have the game installed, updated, and the mods installed. So now let's launch the game. Obviously launch Bannerlord. So you want to have your Harmony version 2.4.2, your native, sandbox, custom, sandbox, story mode. And then I have War Sales disabled, the Old Realms Armory, the Old Realms Environment, and the Old Realms Core in that order. Then once you want to do that, you click play. So for those who are launching this game for the first time, it may take your computer 20 to 70 minutes to load initial shaders for the mod. You easily can tell if the mod has crashed is if you go to your task manager and notice that if your game has a sub 5% CPU usage or your memory is very low. If your CPU usage is above 5% and your memory is climbing, you know the mod is actually loading. If it stalls, you know it doesn't work. It has soft crash without actually letting you know. So you have two options. You can click enter the old world or build shader cache. So when you click enter the old world, when you load new assets, the shaders will also load with them, which will lag your game. If you don't want that to happen, you can build shader cache, which can approximately take up to 70 minutes depending on your hardware. But in this instance, I'm going to enter the world and have my CPU process the shaders for the first time loading it. Once those shaders are loaded, I won't have an issue next time. And once again, depending on your hardware, this can take a fair bit of time. And as you can see, my CPU usage is changing and my memory has increased. As you can see here, we have the different factions. So we're just going to go a simple Empires of Men to demonstrate that this mod does work. So next, as you can see, it loaded pretty quickly, but on my first launch, it did take some time. So if I go back and I click, for example, greenskins, you're going to notice in the corner here, shaders, remaining shaders to compile. So it is loading the shaders as you load the different options. So if you click too fast, that could also crash the game. You trying to load a bunch of different stuff at the same time. I usually recommend people when you're playing this, Realm of Thrones, Europe mods, Warcraft mods. Take your time with character creation and let everything load properly. Obviously, my shaders are still loading in the background. As you can see now, they have loaded. And we're slowly going to process through here. Once again, it'll tell you remaining shaders to compile. So as time, it's kind of like a pseudo loading screen. It'll tell you how long it's going to load. As you can see now, we are now in game with everything loaded. So if you have any issues, you can follow the quick step guide in order to fix some issues related to your 3D crash errors for AMD users, shader issues, workarounds, memory issues. You can also visit my Discord down below or the Old Realms Discord, which will also be labeled and posted down below. Other than that, stay tuned and enjoy and have fun with this mod.